Hi there everyone and welcome to Tech Cravers. The RG35XX has a similar design and button layout as the highly sought after Mio Mini. However, it's important to note that Anbernic doesn't market this device as a mini handheld. It's amusing to see how many reviewers incorrectly attribute the mini label to the RG35XX, as this device isn't as compact as some might expect. With that being said, it's obvious that Anbernic have been looking at some of the massive success and praises that the Mio Mini have received over the past year and are now seeking to capitalize on that success themselves. The RG35XX is attractively priced at just $55, making it an excellent option for beginners entering the realm of portable emulators. Its affordability makes it an attractive entry point for those seeking to explore the world of handheld gaming. Regarding the unboxing experience, there isn't really much to elaborate on. Consistent with Anbernic's style, the device is packaged in a simple white box featuring only the model number and a visual representation of the handheld. Upon opening the box, you'll find the device, a charging cable and a screen protector. And before delving into the hardware and design of the RG35XX, I'd like to offer you a quick comparison in size, as it appears to be a common curiosity among you guys. And upon examination, it's clear that the difference in dimensions between the RG35XX and the popular Anbernic RG353V is relatively insignificant. If you found the RG353V too large for your liking, it's unlikely that the RG35XX will meet your expectations. However, I personally appreciate the compact size of the RG35XX, which perfectly suits my preferences. The RG35XX definitely has a sleek-looking retro-inspired design, which will appeal to many nostalgic customers out there. Just look at this slightly slanted corner here, just as on the old Game Boy from Nintendo, for example. Underneath the device we find a USB Type-C charging port as well as a 3.5mm headphone jack. This device doesn't come with Bluetooth, by the way, so wired headphones are your only option here. The lower half of this device is thicker, as you can see here, and that is because it houses the battery, which gives Anbernic the option to place their shoulder buttons on the ridge here. For comfortability, this is great as it gives your index fingers a natural place to rest. The shoulder buttons themselves, however, are not so great as they have absolutely no travel to them, and once again, Anbernic has chosen to go for non-stacked shoulder buttons, which is not exactly a fan favorite. On the upper left side we find the volume rocker, and on the top we find an HDMI output if you want to play on a larger screen. However, this is a bit weird as this device doesn't come with Bluetooth support, meaning you can't play with external controllers. Anbernic has a reputation for crafting exceptional D-pads, and the one featured on the RG35XX is no exception. It is both gentle and responsive, making it effortless to use. The action buttons to the right are glossy and look very nice, although they tend to become a bit slippery after a while. Between the D-pad and the action buttons we have an emulator settings button as well as start and select. And before we get to performance of this device, let's take a moment to check out some of its specifications to better understand what we're working with here. And the RG35XX features a 3.5-inch IPS display with the resolution of 640 by 480. It has a quad-core ARM Cortex-A9 CPU, a PowerVR SGX 544MP GPU, 256MB of RAM and a 2100 mAh battery, which however have been upgraded to 2600 mAh in the latest batch according to the Reddit user Cheese version 2. The operating system of the RG35XX is quite primitive and low quality, and this is how it appears right out of the box. Regrettably, the device's lack of Wi-Fi support makes it more challenging to replace the operating system with a community-created option such as the well-known Garlic OS. Nevertheless, for the purpose of this review, I will be using the stock firmware. And to be fair, the operating system is straightforward and ideal for those who are new to the emulator scene. I'm confident that even my 6-year-old son who doesn't speak or read English will have no trouble navigating the operating system. But now let's turn our attention to the device's performance. Given its specification, it is not unexpected that this device can only emulate games up to and including PlayStation 1. It is not capable of running Dreamcast, PSP or N64 games due to its limited CPU and small amount of RAM, which is just 256 MB. But does that mean that this is a bad device? Absolutely not. The decision to prioritize portability and scale back on performance for older systems has enabled Anbernic to price this device accordingly. Considering the current trend of rising prices for almost everything, nonetheless in the handheld market, it's amazing to be able to purchase a device for just $55, and I think that many parents are gonna agree with that. Any bump in performance of this device would require the addition of an analog stick, which would immediately drive up its cost. And to be honest, it's refreshing to have a device that encouraged me to concentrate on playing retro games from the lower end systems for once. Thanks to the RG35XX, I have noticed that I've been gravitating towards playing more SNES and Game Boy Advanced games than ever before, which is a delightful surprise. It's nice to revisit these classic games and relive the nostalgia of my childhood gaming experiences. And despite its limitation in playing high-end system, the RG35XX 4x3 display is a fitting tribute to the old systems, and playing games such as NES, SNES, Game Gear and Game Boy Advance on this device is truly enjoyable. The colors are vivid and I have yet experienced any problems with frame rate drops or screen tearing, making for a seamless and enjoyable gaming experience. To sum it all up, Anbernic has created a fairly average handheld with the RG35XX, and they are aware of it, which is why they have priced it at a reasonable $55. As a reviewer, it's challenging for me to recommend it solely based on the price, but even disregarding the price, I would probably still suggest it as a suitable entry-level device for those who are new to the world of portable emulation systems. The RG35XX allows gamers to start playing their favorite games straight away without any tinkering required, and it even comes preloaded with hundreds of games. While it may not be a device I would personally purchase, I can confidently recommend it to anyone looking to play games up to PlayStation 1 without breaking the bank. It would make a perfect gift for my upcoming 7-year-old son, and I know he will enjoy it. And that's been it for my review of the RG35XX. I hope you enjoyed the video and that you can show it by hitting the like button or even give me a comment. If you think that you would appreciate more content from me in the future, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell as well. Catch you in the next one, thanks for watching.